All right. Well, without further ado, your program for the night is me. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I have been a member of our Rotary Club and Rotary in general since 2016. And when I was asked to take on the role of president, it took me a little while to think about it because I wasn't sure if I'd been in the club long enough to be able to take on that responsibility. I think I was probably right, but I am really excited about it. And I wanted to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about myself because I haven't got to know everybody as well as I would like. And I figured if I can let you all get to know me a little better, that's a good way to start. So I am a born and raised Oregonian. I was born February 12th, 1984 at the Kaiser Sunnyside Hospital. And I lived in Portland for a little while. And then before my younger sister was born, she was born in 1990. And so we moved to Tigard, to the suburbs. And so I grew up in Tigard for most of my life, kind of over by Washington Square. And I grew up camping, visiting friends and family every chance we got, a lot of fishing, and spending a lot of time outdoors. And when I was about 15 years old, I don't know how many of you remember AOL. I know some people are still on it. But AOL Instant Messenger was the thing for a while. And one night in the middle of summer, I met a girl on AOL Online. Strangely enough, we spent 4 or 5 hours chatting, talking on the phone, which is trying to get a call through, at 10 o'clock at night and not have your mom hear you. Not the easiest thing. We met up the next day at Washington Square with our safety buddies, our respective best friends, just in case, the other was a creeper or something. And we've largely been inseparable ever since. So fast forward, I graduated from Tigard High in 2002. I enrolled at Pacific University, which was my first foray in living in Forest Grove, and studied business management from 2002 to 2006, and graduated with a bachelor's degree. Go Boxers, yeah. And then the summer after I graduated, on a cruise to Bermuda, I asked my then girlfriend, now wife, to marry me on the back of the cruise ship as the sun was setting. It was almost Hollywood-esque. We had great weather the whole time and no icebergs, thankfully. And we were married a little more than a year after that, September 8th, 2007. So we will have been married 14 years in another couple weeks. Our daughter, Diana, was born in December of 2015. So she's 5.5 going on 15. But she's the light of our lives. And I've lived in Lake Oswego, downtown Portland, West Lynn, Southwest Portland before we finally moved back to Forest Grove in 2016. And I've got so much written down. We moved out here to raise our daughter in conjunction with my wife's parents, David and Sam. So we have a multi-generation house We all work together to raise our daughter and take care of each other. I've worked in a lot of different random jobs. My first job was as a barista in Lake Oswego, but I've worked a hot case at Hagen's. I've worked tech support at Circuit City. A lot of other random jobs until I kind of settled on finance. So I've worked in nonprofit finance at a organization called New Avenues for Youth in downtown Portland that helps homeless and at-risk youth. And I've worked for Multnomah County Health Department, the city of Forest Grove, and for almost 3 months now for the city of Hillsborough. So that's kind of been my career path. I still love the outdoors, hiking, fishing, camping, hunting, kayaking, whatever I can do. Rotary stuff. So what brought me to Rotary was a desire to really put down roots in this community. And what's kept me in Rotary are the values of Rotary International and the relationships I've built with all the people in the club and this community. So our shared responsibility to take actions on our world's most pressing issues is what motivates me every day in the work that we do. Promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene, saving mothers and children, supporting education and growing local economies. You all know these things. So this year, Rotary International is showing strong leadership going into the year. They've set forth 4 priorities for this Rotary year, being increase our ability to adapt, increase participant engagement, expand our reach, and increase impact. And we had a visioning session back in June with club leadership and anyone else who was interested. And I wanted to share a little bit of our visioning results and kind of what we're going to be looking to do over the next several years. So when it comes to increasing our impact, the areas that we really want to focus on are sending club members on global grant projects. We have an amazing global grant project that Claudia is going to be giving a presentation about in September, I believe. And it is kind of a culmination of a lot of individual efforts that are all coming together to really make an amazing impact in a community. We are working to increase our Hope for the Holidays engagement, which is one of our most popular service opportunities. We want to find ways to serve more people and get even more of our Rotarians involved. We are looking at providing ongoing support to the food pantry, which has been a process that we started early on in the pandemic, and that is evolving because of involvement with the Oregon Food Bank. So finding ways that we can still make an impact, and recruiting other clubs to be a part of our global grants. So we have applied for a global grant to expand our existing efforts in Mexico. And like I said, we'll be talking more about that in the coming month. When it comes to expanding our reach, we're going to be working to increase our visibility in the community and do a better job with our PR efforts, especially getting more media opportunities. Blake does a great job with our PR. We just need to expand it so we can have a greater impact. We're working with Daybreak. They've done a really great job on connecting with the local newspaper, getting media coverage. And I've been working in partnership with their president, Kevin Noreen, this year on a lot of different things. So we're building more of a connection between our 2 different clubs. We are our own best cheerleaders. So finding ways to get little messages out to the community through the people we meet and the people that we interact with every day. We're also going to be reviewing our membership types so that we can try to modernize so that we have better options for families, and that we can review our dues structure so that we can make sure that everyone who has a heart for service in our community can be a member of our club. Enhancing participant engagement. This meeting right here is one of our goals. Bringing our satellite and our Noon Club members together to communicate, to build relationships and get to know each other so that we can have a better impact as a club. Hybrid meetings, which I'm broadcasting and recording right now. We'll see how that goes. Technology is a bit of a challenge, but I think we can surmount it. So the other major thing that we're looking to do is set up a mentorship program for professional connections, as well as mentorship program within leadership within the club, so that we have one person doesn't have to know everything, and we can have a better engagement for all members. And finally, our ability to adapt, moving one monthly meeting to a combined evening meeting. We want to be recognized as the premier Forest Grove service organization, and we want to broaden our leadership group within the Rotary Club. So I have all of the information from our visioning session. If anyone wants to see it, I can have Blake send it out. But I appreciate everybody coming out. I'm happy to answer any questions that people have about this coming Rotary year. Some logistical things. We know right now that we are scheduled to be back at Pacific the first Wednesday of September. Yeah, it's exciting. Ryan told me that there is a mask mandate right now. So we might, whatever Pacific's requirements are, we will follow those. But we will have more information on that in the coming week. That's does anyone have any questions about anything? Claudia, what am I most excited about for this year? You know, it's excitement mixed with dread, which I think is part of excitement anyways. How are we going to rebound from the pandemic? We want to keep everybody safe and healthy. We want to have this connection again. I really feel that there is a strong drive within our community to re-engage and to plug back in and to connect again. And so I'm working with the board, and I want to work with everyone in the club to really, the Rotary, our international president has an initiative called Everyone Bring One this year, where we want every member to bring a prospective member to check our club out and see what we're about and see if it's a good fit. So I'm really excited about the potential that we can come back from the pandemic, modernize our club, and re-engage our members, bring in new members, and carry all of that energy to make a broader impact than we ever have in our community. Waving at the baby, I thought it was a question. Got me. Well, and I'll be around, so if anyone wants to ask me any questions or provide any feedback, again, thank you, Van Dykes. Janine? Are we starting another satellite club? We are adding a membership type, but it's not a separate satellite club. So we have a DEI committee that we started, I feel like it's been over a year now. They just met on Tuesday. I was at work, I wasn't able to attend, but people might remember that we sent out a survey to the club last year. We're going to be sending out a slightly modified version of that again this year, so we can kind of track our progress. And We had a DEI speaker earlier this month, Narce Rodriguez, I believe. She's engaging with our club. I think she's probably going to become a member of our club. And so we're working to have regular DEI programs that the committee suggests to the program chair, hopefully monthly, to cover different topics and kind of raise the consciousness of the club of everyone that's in our community and who makes up this community. So I don't have any members of the DEI committee here tonight to add more to that, but yeah. If we are going to be at the university, are we going to have a car show? Yeah. I mean, we're planning now to be back to the Concours next year. So if anyone is interested, Ryan can share when our committee meetings are. I'll be there, but we're back to once a month meetings for a while. So yeah, we have a rough theme, British elegance, for next year. So, and yes, and we already have a presenting sponsor. Yeah, Land Rover Jaguar from, are they in Tiger to Lake Oswego? One of those two places. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Eat up the rest of this food. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir. Hector. Yeah. So Hector was asking about, I'm repeating this just for the recording, but where members can reference the information about the projects we're working on and the opportunities that are coming up and what's happening in the club. So we have a Rotateller, which is a weekly email newsletter that goes out. That is a really good summary of the program that we have every week, what's coming up next week, what's happening with Rotary International, and what the club is doing right now. So that's the best source of that information. Yeah. Yeah. As far as contact information, you can respond directly to the Rotateller, and that'll go to Blake and he'll route it to whoever needs it. And I'm happy to give you my contact information and you can reach out to me about anything. Yes, Claudia. Yeah. Yeah. And we have a list of our various committees, and we'll send that along as well. That kind of gives a breakout of the different events that we have and how you can get involved in those different events. So great. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.